We are rubbish in 100k as a salary. And I remember that was like the dream growing up. Like if someone told you could earn 100 bags, you would cut off your leg.
What is a good reason to get married? Because so obviously
as a married man.
As a man, right? So we've got Gabriel, who's a high earner, right?
Yeah.
So you as a financial advisor. You're a high earner, bro.
No.
Okay, so Gabriel's the average man.
No, he's a high earner. How many times
you
You didn't see the location he just got?
Wait, ask Gabriel how many times he was on holiday this year. How many times, Gabriel?
What's going on there?
How many times you go on holiday?
I don't know. Is this
Other people want to know. They want to know.
I know, is this travel and tourism?
No, people want to know.
I don't know what's going on here. Sorry,
You're not travel vlogger,
what are the reasons for getting married? Sir?
No, because Gabriel, so the investor, the model. I see you do modeling campaigns and stuff. So Gabriel makes money, right? Yeah. So you as a financial advisor, he's coming to your office and he said, I've got this girl. So he said, I've got this girl.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of taking her very, very seriously.
Yeah.
From a financial standpoint, not emotional, putting emotion to the side.
Yeah.
Does it make sense for me to get married? Like, what are there any actual benefits financially and logically, quote unquote?
Of course, from especially in this economy, 2 incomes are better than 1.
What if I don't need an income?
Yeah, and this is the
Even if you don't need an income,
yeah.
That right now, you still when you get home, you still gotta work. The problem with the UK, and it's why people love the Middle East and other places, is where you can, like Africa, like when I'm in Nigeria, I feel like even once you've got pounds, you're living like you got someone that's gonna drive you, you got someone that's gonna cook for you, someone that's gonna clean for you. All of a sudden, you finish work and you can still live. We finish work and we gotta go and do work. Whether that's laundry, whether that's cleaning, whether that's cooking, it's work. So you work in the day and then you work in the night. So if you've got someone a partner now that even if they're bringing the value in the sense of when you come home, there are things that you don't have to think about that are now being sorted and done. And so now you're making both of your lives better. Plus as humans, companionship. So for me, the reason I got married at 26, remember I'm a financial advisor at 22. The average financial advisor, the closest financial advisor in age was 40 something. But typically my colleagues are late 40s, early 50s. So I'm around big people every day. They're all married, they've all got kids, they've all got family. So for me, I understand that in this profession that I'm in as a financial advisor, I need stability, but also help me in regards to clients to take me serious. Because if I'm saying I'm gonna manage your life savings, they want to know what have you got to risk? Oh, you got a family. Oh, you got a wife. Oh, you got a child. I feel more comfortable because do you understand? So again, also there's a focus. I always say I was always hustling about making money, but once I got married, then had a kid, my level of wanting to make money and make income, the desire grew so much further because I know the life I want to provide for them, let alone 4. Do you know what I mean? So the hustle, so the things that you're prepared to say no to. Because a lot of the time, for us to get to where we want to get where we want to get to, there's a sacrifice that has to be made.
Because you're not arguing and saying that this could be done without marriage.
Nah, because it's the instability. Like for example, I'll give you an example. Like once I got married, I could have female clients so much more easier, because I know that I'm married. I'm not trying to move to them.
Well,
I can have conversations.
The same case if you've got
man them is not like that. Man them is not like that. Man them is not like that. We are hungry. We're always when you're single, there's opportunities. And you're always wondering, do I take this opportunity? Do I not take this opportunity? Once I'm married, I'm focused. Even if she wants it, I don't want it. So I'm able to treat you on a level where I'm so professional that some of my biggest clients, in regards to not just clients I work with, but in regards to who refer me clients, are women. And so we're able to have that relationship because I'm married, and they're able to feel comfortable in my environment because they know that I'm not trying to get anything from them.
I'll definitely say there's more of a respect that's given to a man who's married, definitely when it comes to business. So I'd say those are the perks, definitely. You definitely get respected more. The same way I respect family men more than any other man who's just single doing like just holidaying, gym, just partying.
Sorry. I didn't realize this.
No.
Now you see why I said, right, Gabriel, tell everyone how many times you've been on holiday, so you don't respect yourself.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. Look, I'm saying. No, because
you've done.
I'm just saying you're 39.
You've done quadruple all of us.
I'm saying you're 39.
Gabriel's gone on holiday 4 times more than all of us this year minimum.
Wow.
Yeah. You go gym all the time. You're basically Bruce Wayne, real life Batman.
I don't know what's going on here.
The billionaire playboy. You know. Where did you just come back from? You was in South Africa. You just came back from London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We couldn't record last week because Gabriel just last minute said, "Oh yeah, I'm away." I said, "Oh."
I actually went out there for business actually.
Yeah, he's in an advert.
Yes, I actually went there for business, so it wasn't actually pleasure. Their Sir Chizo, it wasn't actually pleasure. But so as we were saying, the benefits of marriage.
The cost of dating, like as a man, especially when you're considered to be the one to pay the bill and take the woman out. Bro, how much money are you spending going on? If you're going on dates 2 or 3 times a week, and especially now, Nando's is not acceptable anymore. So you're going to places, do you understand? Before you could go to a Nando's, it's £20-30. Even Nando's is even more expensive. Nando's price has gone up, but even that's not acceptable. Girls are saying, well, you want to take me to Nando's? I've got to know my worth. So now you've got to go to a proper restaurant on the first day. I don't even know you. So now, if you're dating multiple girls, bro, what is the cost?
What is dating like for you as a married man in your dating in your marriage? So how often would you say you actually go out with your wife? As in, do you not make a conscious effort to say, look, I'm going to find a sitter or something? How often do you actually?
We do that a lot. So I try and bring it. So especially again, this is where I try and make business lifestyle. Yeah. So that's one of the hacks I always tell people where I can. So where I go to, people I get invited to dinners. I'll try and bring my wife to the dinner. So number 1, we're eating for free. Number 2, we're in
you're
we're eating for free. And number 2, now we're networking. Now she's meeting other women that are doing bits and married, so they can compare notes. Like, what's it like for you? And so now she's building her own network of married women and having. So she has if we have an argument or if something goes, she can go and call someone that's in a similar situation that understands. Because sometimes you're taking advice from people that are not in your situation. It doesn't make sense. Like, you have to understand, like, she might have a friend who's in a relationship, but their man is not doing what I'm doing. So you can't compare. He's doing this. Well, we're not in the same place doing the same. So I need you to speak to people, understand that this is not just you. Because sometimes you can feel like you're on an island as a woman because your man is out doing this and trying to be successful and entrepreneur. Go and speak to other women that are in similar situations. So that's one. But even then, like my wife has access to my diary. So if she sees I'm back to back too much, she can just block out days, and we do breakfast meetings. So again, my wife is heavily involved in my business to see, because I realized that when we kept business separate, there was resentment. She didn't understand what I'm doing. So when I've now brought her into the business to say, look, you look at the calendar, look at the diary. When certain emails come through, even though I've got a PA, you handle them. She understands. No, you're working hard, man. You're doing a lot.
Are you in control of your life? Because so obviously being married and stuff, you have a certain level of accountability to your partner, right? So you said she can block out time in your calendar. You got clients blocking out time in your calendar. So how much of your life do you dictate?
A lot. So I didn't used to, because again, when you're in the hustle, and especially when I come from a council state background, come from nothing, you feel like you have to say yes to everything. But as I've got to this level now, I make life work around me. So my wife will put in all my kids' school plays, anything that's I want to do, I'll put in my diary. Then when these people want to book me, it's around all the things that I want to do in life. And I'm at a level where I can do that. Please don't do that too early. You'll mess up. You understand? You'll mess up. There's a level that you get to where they'll say, okay, we'll wait for you, or okay, we'll move it. So I'm at that level now where a lot of brands want to work with me. People want me to, and they'll work around my diary, and I can say no, and they'll still come back. Whereas other people, when you're starting out, you have to say yes, and they have to build that relationship, that rapport, and so forth. So yeah, I make my life work around me and do the things I want to do, and I analyze it every year. So even like now, we had the team meeting earlier this week, going into next year. What are the key things we want to be doing? What are the things that we've done that we don't want to do anymore? And so forth, to make sure that life works around the things we want. And what are the things I want to do? So for example, I want to do more stuff in the Middle East. So now, how do I start to create business connections in the Middle East so I can go to the Middle East for work, but then also bring my wife for enjoyment? Do you understand? So it's about making the business and what I do work around the lifestyle that I want to have. And so that's how we try and get the enjoyment in. Because like, I don't have time to just say that often to say, let's go out. So Valentine's Day, when people say, Valentine's Day, I love Valentine's Day. Because I have to make sure.
That's the one, not saying
it's the one day, but I have to utilize it. Mother's Day, her birthday, our anniversary. These are days that I know are in the calendar and we use. And then outside of that, we work around how we do stuff for the business and how we can then enjoy ourselves. So again, like I said, we do a business breakfast. So I can take my wife to breakfast in the morning. We could talk about the business. I can business expense it. Do you understand? Because of a business meeting. So it's about how do I make the business that's bringing in the income pay for the lifestyle so we can enjoy ourselves at the same time. And that's what we try and do. Even like now, we're switching the car from personal to the business. Do you know what I mean? Just so let the business just take away all of these other things. Do you know what I mean? So that we can try and enjoy life better.
Now let's say you're 21 again.
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of advice would you give to you as a 21-year-old? So let's say you're looking back at this little magic ball and you're screaming now at you, a 21-year-old. Yeah. What advice would you give yourself as a 21-year-old? And to any 21-year-old who's currently watching this, who's maybe working in Marks and Spencer's or working in a cashier, maybe on an average salary, what advice would you give to a 21-year-old right now and to you at 21?
At 21, me at 21, and not to sound mad, but don't get married at 26.
Okay.
You can't promote that.
100%.
When you said you got married earlier or later?
I should have got married later.
Okay, interesting.
I should have got married later.
Explain.
If I really deep it, I should have got married later. Because so for example, like one of the reasons we got married is that my wife had immigration issues.
Okay, cool.
And so one of the reasons that she couldn't work, and so forth. So we got at that time. To make things make sense, we had to get married and just make things. But the reality is that at that time, that money I spent on a wedding, I should have bought a house.
Okay, so you would say house before marriage?
100%.
Would you say that to men and women?
Both.
Is that you both own yours individually or you own it together?
Both own yours individually.
Okay.
If you can buy a yard before you get married, it makes life so much different. Because now you move into one, you rent at the other, you've got an additional income. So because what happened after I got married, within a year, my first son was born.
Okay.
So now we've got the son. Now she's out of work. The income in the house has gone down, but the expenses is going up. Then we had our second child. 18 months later, second child come in.
So you're how old now with two kids?
I'm 28, 28, 29, with two kids.
Yeah.
2 kids. So then by the time I'm 30, 31, I've got the third one.
Okay.
So yeah, because we had my oldest was 5 and we had 3 under 5.
Oh wow.
3 under 5 is mental.
It's mental, bro. It's actually mental.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
It's mad. But the point is that, and again, the point is that if I would have prepared myself, if we would have both had properties, then again we're renting them out. Even if we got to the point where we said, okay, we need a bigger house, go and rent. We can go and rent, and then we got 2 houses that we own that we're renting out. That's providing income. So even if you have to move to, because the reason we're in Bromley now is because of schools. Yeah. But you had to rent and then buy. Do you know how hard it is to save rent and then buy?
Yeah.
But when I was single and I'm at my parents' house, and again my parents are giving me the benefit of lower outgoings. That was the time to really jump on it. Remember, I'm old, bro. When I could have jumped on the property, it was self-assessment, self-declare. You could self-declare, as in you could say I can afford to buy, and they'll just give you the mortgage because they just felt property prices just go up. Yeah, it's not available now. Do you know how? Now look what they're doing to Right to Buy.
Yeah, I think they scrapped it. They made it so little.
It's like 25 grand, 30 grand compared to 130,000. Yeah. So again, and remember, the people that are doing it are the same people that use Right to Buy to get their first property.
Of course, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And this is why sometimes when you talk about conservative Labour, bro, they're all the same. Yeah. Politicians, they're all the same. They're for their own benefit. Yeah. And so it's one of those things for me was like, if I was a young person now, I'll be focusing on ownership and assets over marriage. Because it's that financial commitment where you're saying...
over marriage or over family? Because technically we could argue, okay, most women are not going to want to just go registry. They're going to want the whole big shebang. Okay, so yeah. But are you saying sort out investments and assets before having a family?
Also, let's do this way. When you're a first time buyer, you got a first time buyer discount, right? If you're married, they will say that you don't have that individually, because they'll say if you're married, you're going to live with your partner. Okay. So that means that your partner has to use their first time on the same property.
Okay, so both of you lose it technically on the first.
On the first property, you go. Okay. Whereas if you bought individually, you'd have that.
You get one and she gets
one, and at the tax benefit. So now in your family, and this is why you say it's us, not I, because now in your family there's 2 properties owned individually. Now when you marry, then you can be able to go and get your next one. Yeah. And the reason I say property to begin with is because it's the time horizon. We've seen that property, every 10, 15 years is doubling in price. And so for us, the earlier you can do that, the younger you can do it, get those 1 or 2. I'm not saying you have to be own bare properties, but
just have something.
Just have 1 or 2, 3 that you can say I'm drawing income from. Then now when you do your ISAs, your pensions, you have to have a side hustle business. All of a sudden, life is so much easier. But trying to do that whilst paying nursery fees, whilst paying it's a massive and paying rent, and then you want to buy a rent in an area where it's good for your kids. We moved. It won't work. We had to move to an area for the schools because the area we were in, I was in Honor Oak before. Honor Oak was lovely. 1 train to London Bridge, so I can work late in the office and come back and it's still okay. When you're living in Bromley, it's a trek. It's a trek. You got to drive to a station. So even after you've got the train, you still got to drive home. But you've done that for the kids. You understand? Once you add kids to it, now you've got to do stuff for them. So if you can do stuff for you first, I think it's vital. Get the property, get a value. I always tell people, what's the value that you're adding? What can you do to add value to people? And if you don't have that, when you're young, when you're 21, 22, 23, focus on adding value to yourself. Work that out then, because we are out here making I just did a kids book. And it teaches kids about finance and money.
What's it called?
It's called The Ultimate Guide to Money. And basically the kid gets £1 at the beginning of the book, and then we teach them lessons, and at every end of the chapter they have a decision to make with that money. If they make the right decisions, by the end of the book it will turn into £1 million. And it's to get them to use their imagination to say, right, actually money is a tool to make money. And if I can help or add value to people, it can change. It means that my life can be different. And so it's so important that actually when you're young, you're learning that, because imagine if I did that if you do your first business at 12, 13, 14, by the time you're 25, wouldn't you have learned how many lessons along the way? Do you understand? We are starting businesses with wife, kids, all on our back, can't afford to lose. But we all know in business, the first 3 or 4 businesses you do, you're likely to lose. Because there are more cases. And also banks are less likely to finance you when you're brand new, when you have no track record of anything in the past. So if you can start to do these things earlier, it's better. I'm not saying everyone has to be an entrepreneur, but if you have an additional income stream, the goal is not to work forever. And for a lot of us, our lifestyle is based on work. And that's what the system wants. They want you to continue to work until you drop and die. And so it's about getting that money from work and putting it into something that doesn't require you to be doing it every single day, so that you can go back to your work and say, actually, I might go part-time. I might go 4 days a week because I want to use another day for my business, or I want to use a day to rest, or actually I want to do something else that I enjoy. I've got clients now that were lawyers, that quit lawyers to go and work in charity. And I'm like, you've lost all that money. But they didn't get the fulfillment, because sometimes you have a skill that makes you money, but you don't actually enjoy what you're doing. That's when you're young to learn those lessons. What do I actually enjoy doing? What are the things because life is about balance, but it's also, you want to enjoy it.
Would you say you have balance? At this present moment in time in your life, would you say you have balance?
I have much more balance than I used to. I didn't have balance.
If you also put it on a seesaw, would you say it's flat? Would you say business goes above? Obviously family is the most important. But would you say when it comes to your time and your brain space, would you say that business is here and I would say family is here? Would you say family is here and business is here?
Yeah, it goes up and down. So I'd say this past year, I'd say family more than business.
Are you at peace?
I'm at peace. But I think this going into 2025, bro, I've gone the other way now. Because there's a point where you make a certain level of money and you realise it's still not enough.
When is it enough?
In this UK, it's not enough, bro.
So are we just chasing our tails? When is it enough?
100%. Because it's just, for example,
what is don't say it out loud, but do you have a number in your head?
Not in the UK. I just don't. I think if I wanted to make the money, if I wanted to live the lifestyle I wanted to live in the UK, I need to be earning well over $500,000 a year.
$500,000 a year.
What's that monthly?
So that's basically 250k. So you're looking at about say
$500,000. Yeah, 250 after tax.
So 250 after tax. You're looking at about what, maybe 18k, 19k a month.
No, 20.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's over 20.
Yeah.
So like 20,500, something like that.
250 divided by 12. So you're talking about £20,800 a month.
The reason I say that is I've got 4 kids here.
Are we greedy?
It's not about greedy. So for example,
are we good? Like, it's good to aspire. I want to earn money.
Yeah.
Somebody will watch this now and be like, what does anybody need with £20,000 a month? What does anybody need?
Do you know what?
When I said that 2 years ago, what happened? He nearly finished me.
Yeah.
Because people are saying that 100k is not. People basically in the UK now, the general consensus is that we are rubbish in 100k as a salary. And I remember that was like the dream growing up. Like if someone told you could earn 100 bags, you would cut off your leg. Yeah. Like literally. And like you'd be at a comedy show and like they'll say number 1, stamp your feet, and you'd be like, and you'd be happy that you ain't got no legs for 100k. But now we're looking at 100k like it's.
Yeah. I think it depends. I think for a man you just need more money by default, and I think
what is more.
More, it depends on your circumstances. So, let's say so I've got 2 kids, right? Mm-hmm. When I started paying for formula, bro, £200, bro. Mm-hmm. Like I'm working out the cost for the month. It's like £200 for one child. Mm-hmm. Gone, drank. Mm-hmm. You're drinking money. Like you're 2 bills a month in a bottle, bro. And then you factor in okay. So now I've lost 2 bills. So now maybe I gotta work a bit more. Mm-hmm. So now I'm outside all the time, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm stressed.
But what do you need?
I'm stressed, bro.
Listen, you said comfortably in the UK. You said for whatever you need to do with your life and whatever's going on with your outgoings or whatever. I sit there and say, £20,000 a month. That is
peace of mind,
bro.
Because majority of that
is that
for you. You're not spending 20k a month for yourself, are you? Do you know what I mean?
Bro, think about the house. Think about the house that I need to live in for my kids.
Yep.
Like so, right now we're semi-detached. Mm-hmm. Bro, really. You want to detach. You want a 5-bedroom. For example, now I've got a 3-bed. Mm-hmm. So I would really want a 5 or 6 bed. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Yeah. Then we've got 2 cars. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much, bro? Go on a holiday. Then go on holiday. Do you know how much flight is for 6 people? Okay. Considering that there's no child rate, you know. Bro. They used to know this is your kid, bro. It's the same price.
What about this guy in Nigeria? And he's got like in the next week. And he's got 4 kids, plus his missus. Yeah. When he said that, I said to him, that's what I did. I didn't say nothing. I said,
bro,
do you know how expensive that is at this time of year?
I took them like Portugal. Just Portugal in the summer. It's like 3k.
Yeah. That's
Portugal. Where is Portugal? It's just there. I haven't gone nowhere.
But then he ain't gone nowhere. Go to Butlins.
It's local.
Yeah.
It's not far. It's not.
Yeah, a quick 2-hour flight.
It's a quick 2-hour flight.
Yeah. That's a lot, man.
By the time, and then when you're there now, food, before you know, 5 bags is gone.
No, that's
on a 2-week holiday.
When we look at the 100k salary, and we hear the conversations of 100k, which is about let's call it 5 and a bit after tax. Are we saying that even though because when we talk about the 1%, okay? So are we even saying that even with that 1%, it's like...
I think it depends what you want from life. I think if you intend to have a big family, you need more money just to cover the bills, to cover costs. And then you look at things like peace of mind, and you look at things like, okay, maybe I want to enjoy a little bit and go on a little holiday here and there. The holiday to Portugal costs 3 bags.
So basically, what I was saying to my friend the other day is that when we look at our parents growing up, I know things have changed. How many times did your parents?
They didn't enjoy life.
How many times did your parents?
Don't say that's it.
Don't use them.
Don't use them.
So basically, we're trying. So we're trying to live the lives of the rich and famous, and we're not rich and famous. Because by the sounds of it,
we're not even trying to live the life of the rich and famous.
I'm talking about us now. In general, we are though.
Don't use parents as the goal.
But why not,
bro? They didn't enjoy life,
bro.
But how many people are really okay? You got to think about this. Like when you look at families, okay, and you're saying you spent $3,000 to go to Portugal. It looks as if that some of us are trying to live lifestyles, the general, that is not for us.
Bro, my mom said to me, she said, I've seen more places in the world than she has, and I did it in less time.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Because I was traveling all the time.
But are we just trying to, we should aspire. Are we out of touch of what reality is? Because for when we talk about 100k, and we talk about 1% earning that. Okay, let's just assume those stats are right. 1%.
No, not 1%.
What is it then?
It's 100k is I think top 15%. 15%.
No, I'm sure 120 bags is the 1% crew.
No. It's more than 1%.
So what is the top 1%?
Sure so the average salary right now is 30,000. 30,000 is the average salary. Yeah. Then if you're
10%?
No, so that's.
I think the 1% is what, 85k.
No. 1% is 120 bags.
Well, UK 1%.
I'm sure it is.
No, we got the financial advisor here, bro.
UK 1%. I'm sure it's 10-15% as well.
It's 100 bags.
100 bags.
Impossible.
So you said 30k is the average salary. Is that London or is that
UK?
The UK.
UK.
Okay, cool.
30k is the average salary in the UK. If you look at London, it's around 44,000 in London.
So what sort of tax bracket are you in to the point where you need a financial advisor and you can afford to have one? Because I imagine your services aren't free.
No, yeah. So I say a financial advisor. I'd say my clients, you'd want to have at least 50k plus in assets.
Okay.
To kind of really be needing a financial advisor. Okay. So that means that could be in pensions. That could be in pensions. That could be ISAs, savings. Across all your assets, you want to have at least 50,000 plus to then want to start using the service of a financial advisor. Before that, you've got platforms like Vanguard and these types that you can start investing. You can start doing stuff on your own. So yeah.
Okay.
I feel like a financial advisor, you want to build. So I always tell my clients, the biggest thing you want to do is build the habit.
Okay.
So once you've built the habit and then start to build a bit of wealth, then get a financial advisor involved.
That makes sense. So you said 130k. You said.
1 second.
After tax. That's what he's saying. The current.
After tax.
Yeah, saying that.
It's top 1%, right?
Yeah, right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 100k after tax is like 60 bags. So
100. Oh, okay.
What is the 5%?
America's higher, isn't it?
America's
It was
higher.
like 600 and something K, something like that. That's mad, you know. It shows the disparity. Yeah.
Okay, the 5% are on 87k.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this after tax or is this?
It's saying to be amongst the top 5% of earners in the UK, an individual needs an annual income of approximately 87,000 or more. This equates to a monthly income of around 7,251, which is obviously before tax. So you're saying that the 1% is what?
15,510 after tax.
15k per month.
Yeah.
You see? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The jump between the 5 and 1 is mad.
So that 15k is probably what? Salary wise, hold on. So that's probably, 15k after tax you said?
Yeah, that's over like 260, 270.
Yeah.
15,000 times 12. That's 180 bags a month, a year, sorry.
So I've got clients that are earning 300k, 400k a year.
Yeah.
It's still not. It's not that it's not enough. They have savings and stuff like that, but they still got high costs.
But that's because of stealth wealth. That's because these people are obviously the more people earn, the more their lifestyle tends to increase.
Of course.
And I think that's the bigger problem because if you stayed in the house you live in now and your salary increased by double, you'd be fine. But unfortunately, now you want to get the bigger house.
You want to move.
You now want to get the bigger car.
And look in the water.
You know, and that's I think the biggest problem.
Thursday.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem is that whenever, and that's why I say that when is it enough?
It's like I think also you've got to have the balance, right? Because it makes sense. Like if you had that, then I might as well. If I make $1 million, I stay on a council estate, and my kids are living in an environment that I don't feel was safe for me. Now I'm gonna make them live in the same environment just to keep my costs low.
Yeah.
You're always gonna. The whole point of making money is to have a better lifestyle, right? So it makes sense. It's how much of the extra money you make do you use towards your lifestyle? The problem again is that we don't make much, but then all of a sudden we're in Waitrose, we're in Marks and Spencers, you know what I mean? Which places shouldn't be in? You're driving a Tesla because you think you're doing something for the environment. You don't earn. You're not Tesla money. You're not there. You shouldn't. That shouldn't be you. You're forward focused. That's where you should be. But we jump. And so when we
It's reality.
The reality is that we jump much further, and so that it's important to understand. But do we have the same? As much as we say we want to have the cars, do we have the same? Like you mentioned, investments. How much pride do we take in? I know that a portion of my money is going into my ISA or going into my pension. It's not the same pride because you're not going to go around shop. This is my Vanguard. No one cares. No one cares. Yeah. So even we have the same mentality with property. A lot of people, I don't need to buy a house. I'll just rent. Why? Because how much people come to my yard? More people are going to see my car.
I see a lot of these business and financial gurus kind of online talking about you shouldn't buy property. Have you seen these videos where you get these people saying that you shouldn't buy property? And I'm baffled where someone will say it's not a good idea to buy a property. Don't get me wrong, there are times when it's not a good idea, but to sit there and tell someone that you're better off renting for 25, 30 years than paying off a mortgage for 25, 30 years because, there's this tax, the interest on the mortgage, you've got to fix the boiler. I'm baffled to this understanding where people say this, that it's better to rent.
Yeah, because
you've got the freedom of that you can't move when you're. I don't get it.
Well, you gotta understand, life is about sales, right? We talked about the skill of selling. If I'm selling you a course on buying investment properties, then I'm gonna tell you, don't buy your property that you want to live in. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because I can't sell you your property
Yeah.
that you're living in.
Yeah.
I want to sell you the investment property up in Newcastle or in Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm selling.
Yeah.
So my advice and the things I'm gonna say are gonna cater to the thing that I'm selling. And the problem about
advice online, you got to be careful.
And that's why we're regulated. I'm a regulated financial advisor.
Yeah.
Before I speak, bro, I've got to. The SCA will cancel my thing because I'm regulated. You're taking financial advice from people that are not regulated, so they can say whatever they like, and there's no repercussions.
Yeah, true.
So
true personal trainers and financial advice with no qualification.
And I'm onto them so much. So much people just online just spewing so much nonsense.
And there's some pros and cons. So for example, a lot of the time you might not be able to buy in an area that you want to live in. So you might want to rent. And then you might say, but if the rent is low enough and I've got money left over, I can use that to then do investment properties. And I know people who make good money that don't own the house that they live in, but they own investment properties. Because their plan for their lifestyle is that I can move whatever country, so I would rather rent because I don't want to have to stay. But I've got properties here that are making money, but they've got a plan.
They've got a plan, yeah.
We're talking people, and like you said, people want to take other people's paracetamol. You want to talk about problems that you don't have. I mean, people, I want to put a property in trust. Bruv, you don't have no property. You don't even have a deposit. What are you talking about? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like we understand that we want to have a certain level of knowledge, and we want to have, if I had this, bro, you don't. What do you have? What do you want for you? The problem is that we're going into social media and every day we're looking at what other people have and saying that's my dream. No, what's your dream? What's the thing you want for you? Because if I say I want my business and that's my goal, my dream, then if I'm renting, no one's gonna make me feel bad because I know my focus is my business.
Hope you like the videos. More big guests coming in 2025. We're going to try to be as consistent as we can. Gabs is always on holiday, as you can see if you follow him on IG. I've been trying to slow down to try and focus on this, but yeah, we're going to try to keep growing. Probably gonna have more of the other boys coming on the channel a bit more to keep the consistency rolling. But yeah, thank you for supporting, and yeah, see you lot.